Hello everybody and welcome back to another GSA Super Mario Odyssey Season 2 Any Percent League race. I'm Late Night Ronnie and joining me is BP31.
Hello everyone.
So today we have TYRN18 versus Dansta2106. And now we're just going to be taking a look at the league standings. Dansta obviously in second and TYRN in fifth. Obviously Dansta did get a lot of points from last week.
Yeah, and it looks like the winner of this will be taking over the first place spot. But both runners starting their run now. So this is sure to be an interesting one.
Okay, and yeah, both starting in cap, like always, very simple and no real room for error here. Alright, just making my way up and activating this bridge.
Briefly going into first person mode there just to initiate the cutscene a little bit quicker. Save a little bit of time. Dansta is the Cap Kingdom master, so we might be seeing a slight gain in time on him over TYRN, but if he any mess up in Cap, we'll lose about 5 seconds, so we'll just see what happens. Wow, both going for the tricky vector right there. Got one more frog jump.
Yeah, and both going for left side and executed very nicely. And just breezing through Topper.
Yeah. Looks like Dansta made up a little bit of time compared to when they entered the frog room, so it's just pretty interesting to see how minor optimizations can decrease the time in this game, the time difference in this game. Yeah, both getting sub 220 caps, so pretty good start for both runners.
Yeah, exactly, and this is, I just want to quickly point out, this is the first race today where both runners are using face cam. TYRN with his, gamer goggles. Dansta with a hog microphone.
Very nice.
Yeah, and both going to grab this first moon.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in from last season, you probably might not have seen that this moon is now in the route. We used to skip this first moon on the earlier version of the game because it saves quite a bit of time. However, loads were really buffed in this new version, so it's not even faster to go for those old skips.
Yeah, and again, loads are even faster if you have digital as opposed to physical. In the last race, we saw that X1 didn't, and therefore he had slower times than Lucid, but I'm pretty sure that both runners here have digital. So,
I actually forgot about that. I'm actually going to go check the load sheet really quickly.
Yeah, so both runners having a nice time with Madam Brudel. No problems for them here. Yeah, and again, it's really close. TYRN's about 2 seconds ahead of Dansta, so everything can change here.
Yeah, any just minor mistake, like assuming one runner goes for chest, assuming Dansta goes for chest clip and gets it optimally, he will save 5/10 if TYRN goes for the other strat. So just minor differentiations like that, slightly harder strats can significantly decrease the gap between runners.
Yeah, and I'm assuming now that both runners are going to go for chest clip. Yep, TYRN is, and so is Dansta.
Oh, very nice chest clip. He might even be able to just dive back up. Oh, not quite, but oh no.
Oh, okay.
Taking a dip, but back up and not losing as much time as many people who don't know the correct spot to up throw would.
Yeah. So you know it's going nicely for both. TYRN now.
Wow.
TYRN with a 5:29 and Dansta with a 5:32.
Yeah, very good cascade exit for TYRN, and not too bad for Dansta either.
No,
Okay, approaching fast action guide skip, one of the most intense tricks in the game. Mash B as hard as you can. Both runners get it, nice.
Okay, and both runners landing down in sand, which in terms of difficulty, it's somewhat mediocre. It's not that hard, but there's still room to mess up.
Oh yeah, there's still plenty of tech in Sand Kingdom, but compared to some other kingdoms, it's not the hardest, and plus it comes at the very beginning. So if you were doing a bunch of runs, then it would be one of the easier reset points.
Yeah, exactly. And
so
while we were just talking there, both runners threw their seed into the pot for DSTA, which is why they set their clocks back before the race to accommodate daylight savings.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the game isn't as clever as us humans. So when daylight savings happens, it thinks an actual hour's passed.
Yeah, so that just makes the seed grow. But now heading up to the dune, it's quite at first this moon can be very frustrating to get the right spot when you ground pound, but these guys have practiced so much they know about where it is, but it's easy to mess up as Dansta is demonstrating. Unfortunate mistake, but not gonna lose too much time.
Yeah, and
ooh, goofy chaos dives from TYRN, but not gonna lose him too much time. If you bonk on that platform, the backup can be quite finicky. But now heading over to Dram strat.
Yeah, that Dram's looking good for Tyro there. And he's going for single bill.
That was a nice spin pound.
Yeah, as is Dansta.
So now here they're going to be doing a technique with the bullet bill where you actually don't hold the accelerate key, button the entire time. You actually let go because the accelerate button actually caps your speed. So by letting go of the button, you can gain more speed by shifting. So a little trivia makes you go faster. Important in speedruns.
Yeah, and now as Tyrone gets that moon, he is heading for Jaxi skip, which he's executed pretty well, as has Dansta.
Yeah, as a beginner, that trick can be pretty weird because the wall jump doesn't always want to work, but these guys mastered it fully. Never expect a mess up, but you never know what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, the more experience you have, the easier you're gonna find certain techniques.
Oh yeah.
That's how everything works in life. So.
Yeah. One of the big things that's like that in this game is roll canceling. At first, it can be really weird to maintain your speed while canceling the roll like he's going to right here. It's a little bit easier. It's a lot easier on ice, but that technique can be pretty hard to practice, but it's used very, very frequently throughout this run.
Yeah, and both runners grabbing the notes room and making their way back to the Odyssey to get out of the kingdom.
Yeah. Dansta actually getting single spin throw notes, not having to throw his cap twice like TYRN did.
Yeah, and just keeping an eye on the timers now to see what kind of exits they get. Obviously, as you can see, TYRN getting a 10-16 and Dansta getting a 10-19.
Yeah, it looks like both runners had a sub 450 sand. Maybe Dansta was a little bit above, but 450 I would say is the race mark that makes the sand pretty good for consistency. So good job overall.
Yeah, and both runners are making their way to Lake Kingdom. Lake is not really that hard of a kingdom apart from one thing called Lake Clip.
It is very hard.
I do have a word I usually use to describe Lake Clip, but I'm not allowed to say it. Okay, TYRN now grabbing the moon and setting up for Lake Clip. Okay, it's taking him some time to set up, but...
Dansta actually taking the lead there.
Yeah.
Very clean clip.
Yeah, Dansta obviously found it much easier than TYRN did, giving him a slight lead. I mean, there's still plenty of room for the lead to change.
Yeah, now getting this chess moon. Nice quick moon, but when you have the checkpoint, but without it, it's very, very timely to get it.
Yeah, and Dansta and TYRN both actually grabbed that moon just then a little bit differently. TYRN grabbed the moon and then captured the cheap, while Dansta opted to capture the cheap and then grab the moon.
Sync? Bruh, this is so close.
That is quite close. I mean, literally, the tiniest little thing can make a difference.
Oh my gosh, this is so close. Man, even if this is most likely going to change throughout the later run, but I'm glad to have commentated this. Very close right now.
Yeah, I kind of want to say it could go like the race between Lucid and Rhea last week, but I also said that about the race we just had between Lucid and Equan, and well, that didn't turn out to be that close.
But now heading into Wooded Kingdom. So Wooded has one of the most costly tricks if you mess it up, I suppose. So it's not clip. You go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, basically, nut clip. But when executing it, they're kind of like that. It's hard to get in the first place to clip out of bounds. But then, even when you're out of bounds, you can still have issues, like you could still like fall out of the world or such. So even if you get it, you've got to keep your eye on it, and you can lose time from there.
Yeah, because the nut clip itself, it seems like the most daunting part of it, but in my experience, as you get familiar with the timing for nut clip, because it's really a timing based trick, the out of bounds clip is not that is not the most difficult part. And it's really the not messing up the out of bounds movement that is the most challenging, because if you mess it up, you're going to either take a trip to deep woods or take a death.
Yeah, and in my preference, I'd rather take the death and fall into deep woods.
Oh, that's where I strongly disagree. But yeah, I won't get into that right now.
No, it could just be my issues with my personal dislike of deep woods, regardless. Yeah. Okay, and Tyrone getting nutclip, as does Dansta.
Yeah, very clean movement from both so far.
Yeah, it seems like Dansta's having some problems. Oh,
what, you can do that?
Can he recover?
Wow, right, okay. I didn't even know you could do that. Apparently there's a slight spot you can stand behind the wall there.
Yeah, so obviously that's cost Dansta quite a bit of time. Oh, and he's failed going up this ramp here, which again is going to cost him even more time, which it gives Tyrone a more comfortable lead.
But yeah, at least he didn't fall, which is the most important part.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Dansta's still grateful that he managed to recover himself.
Tyrone hitting that checkpoint. There's no particular reason, but wanting to, in case he somehow dies here on... Oh wait, it's probably a safe strat for Flower Road skip, in case he messes it up.
Yeah. So Tyrone now, that looks like a pretty nice FRS there, and just making his way to grab another moon encased in a nut.
One really frustrating thing I have with FRS is when you do the roll cancel to maintain your speed after FRS, the game likes to prefer doing a homing cap jump instead of a triple jump. So if you mess that up, then you'll get a homing cap jump instead of a triple jump, and then not get as much height to get to the moon Dansta just grabbed, which is very annoying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even when, it's quite a common theme in speedrunning Odyssey. You always think actually executing the strat itself is going to be the hard part, but then there's always the consequence of having issues with what comes afterwards.
Yeah, very well said.
Yeah, okay, so Tyrone now making his way into the pipes room.
Dansta having a little bit of cleaner movement after buffering his triple jump. Oh man, okay, that was very close.
Yeah,
If you're too close to the wall, it's very easy to take a bonk instead of bouncing on your cap, so...
Yeah,
thankfully he's able to recover.
Yeah, it's quite good that Dansta didn't end up bonking, because, even if you are pretty consistent at certain things, there's... Oh, Dansta... Oh, and he's hit the fuzzy in pipes. That's going to cost him even more time.
Yeah, I don't know how much that is, but I want to say probably about 8 seconds. Just that one tiny mistake. The rooms that are based on a cycle are generally going to be the most costly to mess up.
Yeah, so Tyrone left with a that's about I'd say it's about a 10-second difference here.
Now, Tyrant entering the first Bowser boss fight. He'll be capturing the hat a lot earlier than in a casual playthrough. You can just walk right up to Bowser and most of the time and beat him up without having to worry about letting the cap home back into you. or having him jump around, so much faster speed strat. That second one is definitely the hardest of the three you'll be seeing, and getting it though, none of the strats are particularly difficult compared to the hardest tricks in this game, but if you mess up the timing, then you'll have to deal with Bowser jumping around, which can take quite a while.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not just with the time loss from Bowser jumping around it. It's just quite annoying to have to like keep track of where he's going and then having to catch up with him, because the arena you fight him on, it's quite a spacious arena.
But now TYRN coming up to a meme tree. Again, another one of those pretty bad tricks if you mess it up. But with practice, it becomes one of the easier ones. Getting it with some clean movement afterwards, jumping after a roll to maintain the speed.
Yeah, and Lost it has a lot of areas to mess up him.
Yeah, for instance, that butterfly, if you just walk a little bit too far to one side, you're either going to ledge grab or just completely fall off and lose a whole bunch.
Yeah, which actually kind of happened in the last race that we just had, where Ekron completely missed the ledge and ended up falling straight into the lava. It's not lava, it's poison.
Yeah, purple poison. Shoot, I don't have an L word. An L color. Oh, reverse trapedal?
Okay,
Oh, nice. Very well done from TYRN.
Yeah, this is just... It's just going quite well for Tyrone now, going for the cage triple and grabbing the moon.
Dansta having a little bit of a sketchy moment with the bird. If you cap throw too close to the bird, there's a chance that he'll grab Cappy, and this isn't as bad as getting set all the way back to the start of the cutscene, but you still have to deal with chasing the bird down and killing it, which it takes a lot of time for the small mess.
Yeah, so again, it's just another major example of
Oh
no! Oh, that's...
He blew up the cage. That's the one saving grace.
And now he has to, and now Dansta has to make his way back.
He didn't even break the cage? Are you kidding?
Oh no, that...
Oh, no way!
Oh no, and now Klepto's coming. Oh god.
That was the most unfortunate sequence of events ever. I could have sworn that the Trapelo broke the cage, and then he bonks on the cage and then barely lands on one of the tiniest trigger zones for Klepto in the area. That was super unfortunate.
And then and as that happened, I was just looking at just how frustrated Dansta was getting from that sequence of events.
Yeah, face cam is quite telling of a runner's mental state. It can be very frustrating to mess any small trick up in this game. If you let it get to you, it's not. Your run just goes from bad to worse most of the time.
Yeah, so Dansta now having to opt for that other moon to replace the moon he could not get, and is now making his way out of out of Lost. It's just not going well for Dansta right now.
Yeah, Wooded and Lost were not the greatest kingdoms for him, but again, nothing insurmountable. There's still plenty of time in this round, but it's gonna be very hard for him to make up time. I'm gonna have to make a mistake.
Yeah, so nothing's confirmed yet. Okay, and while Tyrone's just progressing through the Mecha Wiggler fight, Dansta is has just entered. Well, yeah, he's entered Night Metro and is now making his way up the building to grab his first Metro Moon.
One thing that's nice about before this, TYRN's getting a very nice Mecha Wiggler cycle. Oh, that was very, very clean. Mecha Wiggler is one of the few RNG heavy parts in this run, so if he gets a pattern, meaning the runners gets a pattern where the Wiggler crosses over itself, then you can lose a whole bunch of time because it's much harder to hit the bulbs when the Wiggler crosses over each other.
Yeah, and then there's always the possibility of a third cycle happening, which can be quite costly.
So hopefully Dansta will get a clean 2 cycle like TYRN, whereas he can't afford to lose any more time. But, as I was saying, a little bit out of place now, but since TYRN's going to be getting his second Girder Moon, there are a lot of moons inside of Girders. I don't know how the Metro people were able to lose this many in these places, but they managed to, and we're going to be exploiting these, grabbing a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, oh, and that was a very smooth scooter clip there from TYRN. That's now going for this moon here and making his way to the park bench moon.
On Dansta's side, it looked like he had a slight mess up on his first cycle of Wiggler actually, which caused him to take damage a little bit. Oh, but now he's got 2 solo bulbs to blow up.
Yeah, and
okay, thankfully getting both of them.
Yeah, I was actually a bit unsure whether he'd hit that one at the top, but clearly he has. And TYRN now going for the slot moon, which shows that he will be doing bullet building.
Yeah, that slots moon's deceptively tricky. It's not, again, it's another one of those tricks. It's not hard once you get it done, but it's also fairly easy to mess up. The spin throw, if you're a little bit too slow, you won't get all the cycles. But this is bullet building now.
Yeah, and that's looking pretty nice there from TYRN, grabbing the moon.
So now we see if he can capture the bullet bill with this up throw. So the main tricky part about this is that the up throw doesn't inherently hit the bullet twice, and you need to hit the bullet twice in order to knock its hat off, then capture it. So
yeah,
he's able to do that by letting the cap stay above it, then having Cappy hit it, then homing in directly after.
Yeah, and obviously you will lose quite a bit of time if you don't get the bullet bill. Which was kind of demonstrated in the last race when Lucid had a little bit of a issue with getting out of bullet building.
Yeah, and remember, if you want to see the VODs of past races to kind of see a reference of what we're talking about, then they're available on the GSA YouTube channel. Not right away, of course, but or you can check the Twitch box. But you might have noticed TYRN getting a Luigi hint art to get 200 more coins entering snow. That way he has enough to afford a shot moon.
Yeah, and okay, but that entering them for bullet building there, it seemed a little bit slow on Dansta's part.
Clean people's room from TYRN, and also looking like a clean bullet building so far from Dansta. But now he'll have to capture the bullet bill. Nice.
Okay, and
well done.
yeah, as Dansta makes his way out of a bullet building. TYRN makes its way out of Metro Kingdom as a whole.
And since we saw him getting that hit art, we will also most likely be seeing him go to Snow first. It's mostly a matter of preference, but generally, if you get enough coins in the early parts of the run, you can get the rest that you need in Seaside Kingdom to get to the 100 you need to buy the shop mood. But most runners just prefer to go to Snow first. So.
Yeah, and as we saw in the last race, Ekwon did not get the Luigi hint art and still went Snow first, which meant he didn't have enough coins for a shop.
That's not good. He had to do Rango Room, I assume?
He did, yes. And
oh man. I'm getting some bad runner karma points, almost fully destroying Toad's shelter. What a shame. Wow, that was a very large bounce off that roll there.
Yeah, and alright, Dansta now making his way to grab the last moon in Metro Kingdom, and then can finally make his way to Snow. Okay, and TYRN with the chest moon.
Now, stealing the Shavarian treasure chest. How dare he? Now, probably going for Snow Clip here.
Yeah,
that looks good.
It does, and he has. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was a bit unsure about that, but
yeah. The hitboxes are a little bit weird of how you clip back in bounds, but he knows them and is able to avoid the deadly hitboxes.
Yeah, and it just shows that TYRN does have experience with Snow Clip, so is able to easily execute it. And blowing the spinies, he has to get rid of 2 of them, and that's causing him a...
Yeah. The fastest strategy to get rid of 1, so it must be twice as fast to get rid of 2, to not get rid of 2. It's just makes sense, right? Wrong.
Yeah, and that has cost TYRN a bit of time, but it's still going to keep him his lead because, well, he is quite a bit ahead of Dansta at the present moment.
But sadly, Dansta also getting some bad runner karma points, destroying Toads a little bit less than TYRN, so maybe we'll be seeing that come into effect later in the run, but probably not.
Yeah,
Clean Goomba RNG from TYRN.
Yes, and now just making his way to the last moon of the room.
What's interesting to me is most of these guys are going for the strats in very similar methods. There's a few different ways to approach many of these moons, but they've been doing very similar strategies for most of the run, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it just shows that both runners are confident in these somewhat newer strats.
Yeah, for instance, TYRN going for reverse Trapedo, which Mitch was the very first person to implement that. No, sorry, it was actually Goriyuya, but after that, Mitch was the very first person to get a nice run with it.
Yeah,
oh, jeez, what happened there?
Oh, I mean, I was thinking you can't get a worse spinies than what TYRN got, but, well, it just didn't work out in Dansta's favor.
And I love how we just both decided Snowdram's not worthy of our conversation because TYRN must be so good at it, and as he proves now, that he doesn't even need. He's not gonna fail it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
which he didn't. So yeah, no even reason to comment on it other than. But we'll be seeing Dansta doing that after this room and getting the shop.
Yeah, And
Oh,
Tyrone now making his way into Seaside, while Dansta still has to grab 3 more moons in snow. So again, the margin in how far apart they are, it's quite wide, but there is still plenty of chances for Dansta to catch up.
Yeah. Clean cliff climb for TYRN. There's plenty of cliff moons in this run, but that one, in my opinion, is the most tricky to get up. So because the camera angle at the beginning is kind of awkward to manage, but able to get up to it quickly and find that ground pound spot easily afterwards.
Yeah, okay, so now Dansta is going for Snowdram. So I'm just going to take a look at how it goes for him.
Yeah.
Nice, yes.
Yeah. Only a slight issue with his cap homing downwards. Unfortunate. It's very frustrating when that happens because you can't do a roll camp. That's very minimal time loss compared to how much you can lose by missing Snowdram.
Yeah, and exactly. So now Dansta making his way out of snow with a 35-46 exit.
Ooh, having some trouble with the fish movement, but the fish is pretty fishy. It's not very. That was bad. I'm sorry, but yeah, the movement with the fish can be a little bit awkward and frustrating plenty of the time. This is my least favorite capture in the run. So.
Yeah, and now Tyrone making his way to execute cheap clip, which is relatively easy, but
yeah,
you've got to make sure that you do stay out of bounds.
See, another thing you might have noticed from if you're just tuning in from last league is that there was no Sphinx clip in sand. That is not possible in 1.3, and also the DST route with the seed moon is faster anyway. But to replace that Sphinx clip, we got this Sphinx clip. So this nice replacement. We take those.
Yeah, so obviously quite a lot, as you were saying, in differences from the last league, as they've switched versions, a lot of techniques previously used have been patched out by Nintendo.
Yeah, but they did us a solid by buffing the loads to make it worth it.
Yeah. Okay, and Tyrone now making his way into Luncheon Kingdom, which is a rather difficult kingdom in my opinion.
Yeah, I strongly dislike Luncheon Kingdom. I never seem to get a good Luncheon Kingdom when I need a good Luncheon Kingdom, and then whenever I don't need a good Luncheon Kingdom and I'm doing like a no reset or something, it's just the one that goes decently well. It's just a very frustrating kingdom.
Yeah, but if Luncheon does go badly for Tyrone, it could end up giving a nice chance of catching up for Dansta.
But again, these runners are very experienced in all of these kingdoms, so don't expect any huge mess ups.
Yeah, and Tyrone now doing spewer while Dansta gets a cheap clip, and yep, it's looking like he is. Oh, he missed the moon.
Oh, that's so. I hate that hitbox so much.
I know, and you kind of got to be used to like doing the clip because you can't actually see the moon, so you've just got to like make sure you know where it is, like where the hitbox is for it.
Yeah, you're never gonna touch the moon. It's just a matter of shaking it, barely extending your fish's hitbox, and then hoping you get them. Again, much easier with experience, but easy to mess up. Now, entering, in my opinion, the most interesting sub-area in the game, not because it's particularly cool, but because it's the only sub-area in any percent, and for that matter, dark and darker side, where you only get one, moon. The moon in there is so fast, and the other moon is so slow, that even in the longer categories that require you to grab more moon, the other moon is not worth getting in any of those categories. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, and now Tyrone, after grabbing that Crate's moon, is going for the turnip moon, which
man.
No, that's losing more time for Dansta.
Yeah, salt triple is not the hardest to jump, but just any slight mistake like you saw will cause you to not get enough height. For instance, with Dansta, his mistake was just not throwing his cap into the wall, and after that, unfortunately, just not going to get enough height.
Yeah, and Dansta actually just bonked at him against the wall there, and alright,
see. TYRN getting a bit of damage, which actually caused him to miss the fastest lava bubble cycle. I keep calling it. My mistake. This game is called lava bubble. But now entering Fork's room, where there's quite a few dives that save a little bit of time, because the closer you are to a capture, the less time a cutscene takes. So he goes for most of them, which is much more brave than I am. They save about 1 second if you do them all optimally, which is very, very tense, because if you mess up in some locations, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, and Tyrone now making his way out of Forks and grabbing this one moon, and Dansta bonking against the edge of a door there. Seems like Luncheon is causing quite a few problems for Dansta today. Yeah, and Tyrone, his cheese could have gone a bit smoother. It's not too costly for him, but you just know that it could have gone better for him.
Yeah. But now, TYRN entering one of the final parts of Luncheon. It's not the most intense parts, movement-wise and inputs, but there are some tricky strats, particularly after grabbing this moon. You have to backflip, you have to grab a moon somewhat blindly, which can be very scary. Tempting right now.
Yeah, and
adjusting the camera very well. That didn't even look scary. That's how well he did it. But that moon behind the cliff, if you fall, the backup is not easy. And
yeah. Tyrone having to use the forks to make his way up.
And sadly, Dansta also missing the lava bubble cycle.
Yeah, and now Dansta is hoping for a good fourth string from Dansta here.
Looks like he gets most of the dive strats, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, so Tyrone now making his way out of Luncheon. And okay, that's going to be a 43-39 exit from Tyrone, and from his face cam you can see that he's not particularly pleased about how that Luncheon went.
Dansta doing his traditional strat, not spamming at all with the hammer bro. Just choosing to walk up slowly, and then, oh wait, what's he saying? Cheese is easy. Oh, yes, that's debatable. Very debatable. But I suppose when you do it like that, you make it look easy. So you can say that. Oh, Tyron bonking. Nothing is said by his face. He's confused. So. This ruined boss fight is not the most interesting part of the run at all, ever, because the chances of dying are super slim because there are 4 life up parts and basically 3 opportunities to get damaged. So it's 3 to get damaged accidentally. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But so now deciding to paying a visit to Captain Toad. Right? No idea what happened to him. Must have something to do with the mishap in snow with them destroying the shelter. He's become all pixelated. So kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not doing too bad.
Yeah, obviously I'm grabbing Captain Toad for the gamer karma there.
I feel like there should just be a contest in Ruin to do the most stylish movement because there's so much downtime avoiding the super difficult to avoid lasers from the dragon.
Yeah, and obviously Ruined is a very, very quick kingdom compared to the others.
Very resident sleeper though.
It's a quick kingdom in general, and just to put into perspective just how quick it is, it's really a blink and you'll miss it moment.
But now Dansta entering his own boss. We'll see if he pays a visit to Toad as well, or if he just doesn't even want to see the horrors that happen to him.
Let's see. Activating the dragon, and is he doing it?
This wall jump stalling against the wall. This just shows how difficult it is to avoid the boss. You can literally just cap throw against the wall and then avoid everything. And not to mention, it slams its own head into the ground. So that make your own assumptions there, but yeah. Now a tyrant entering Bowser's Kingdom, much more interesting.
I mean, Bowser's it has plenty of room to mess up. So
going to be making up for all of the relative calmness of Ruined Kingdom.
Yeah, and with the room to mess up, it could actually help Dansta catch up to TYRN.
That was nice. I haven't been very up to date with the Odyssey speedrun, so maybe that's just what runners do now. But that long jump, that roll long jump spin throw is a cool strat.
Yeah, certainly is, and okay,
yeah, Dansta finishing up the dragon as Tyron's gonna be finishing up this moon cutscene, killing the ogre no problem.
Yeah, grabbing that multi-moon to make his way out of the kingdom, while TYRN going for shards, which
getting dive back, nice.
Shards can be problematic, but
fast shards is so cool to watch, but it doesn't save enough time to be worth going for in runs for at least most runners. For instance, one of the fastest strats in this is to literally not even capture the Pokio. You can lure it over and get it to activate the bomb without even capturing it. And that's just a really precise strategy that saves a good amount of time, but it's just so finicky, it's generally not worth going for. The only runner I've actually seen do it is Goryuya, but that Mitch might do it or someone. It's very cool.
Yeah, you know, Gory were probably just flexing that he's the only one who can understand what the game says.
Yeah, quite impressive. And TYRN going for Harriet first, not even gonna fake us out, trying to go topper first. So.
Yeah, I mean, going Harriet first, that's a thumbs up in my book.
I won't comment. I personally go topper first just because I am not confident in my ability to fight topper with less than 3 HP. But I respect ladies first. I will, even though that's not the organ, that's one of the reasons I respect Harriet. Come on, ladies first. You gotta end them first. That way they don't have to suffer long.
Yeah, and obviously. Yeah, and there's a joke I really want to make, but I don't think it'll be too appropriate to say, so I'm not going to.
Oh, another one of those. Come on, man.
Okay, and Tyro now just making his way through the topper fight.
Literally everyone's going to be Twitch PMing you after this. Ask what your incredible jokes are.
Yeah, probably not going to tell them.
Well, I didn't say that. No ideas.
Yeah, otherwise, you know, the ghost of Iwata might be coming to have a word with you.
But now, TYRN finishing up the bunnies phase of Bowser's Kingdom. He didn't go for Pokeodram, so he will be getting the Crate Moon behind the wall here.
Yes, and I mean, crates, runners definitely find it easier than I'm sure they once did. I mean,
with practice comes experience, and with experience comes getting better, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're all following the wise advice from Tranky Kong in Donkey Kong Country, which is, get good.
Nice. Yes, that is generally good advice. If you're struggling in school, just get good and you'll do better. It's quite simple.
Yeah, I mean, all these runners complain about how come they often lose runs, and the answer is simple: just get good at the game.
And then you will fail. But in the meantime, we'll see another point that's quite easy to fail, Mecha Brutal. So, oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's gonna cost him Tyrone a bit, but
thankfully getting back up second try. It can be a little bit challenging. But oh, is this topper required? This is. Wow, very nicely done. Yeah, spin pounding directly on topper instead of next to him to flip him on the way back. But very clean, very, very.
Meanwhile, Dansta now making his own turn at getting rid of topper. Okay, and now just going for him.
True gentleman would go slower and take out Harriet first in the mech, but I won't comment on this. This is okay because it's much faster just to not do that. So, just I apologize to all the gentlemen in the audience, but I'm assuming since all are interested in this stuff, we are not going to consider ourselves gentlemen. So.
Yeah, I mean, Tyro now grabbing this multi-moon, and obviously he'll now be making his way into Moon Kingdom, which will make it really hard for Dansta to catch up, especially since he is quite margin behind. Oh, and Dansta misses the crates section, and Has to take the death. Oh,
he glimpsed it earlier. Oh no. Mario meltdown, kind of.
Yeah, no, it's not. It just doesn't seem like it's Dansta's day today.
Yeah. Quite unfortunate mistakes. Thankfully, not bonking on that blind jump there. But yeah, now TYRN's going to be entering Moon Kingdom, and as Dansta is going to start trying to finish up next. And there's a possibility this could 59. 513 Moon Kingdom? Oh wait, yeah. No, it's not that. No, he can go slower than that. Am I correct?
Ooh, I'm not sure. Hang on, I'm just trying to work it out in my head.
Yeah, let's hope for a good Moon Kingdom. See a good finish.
Yeah,
Yeah, please unlight us, chat. Oh, unfortunate bonk. Hopefully you'll still be okay to get it. Meanwhile, clean target acquired from Dansta, not top acquired, sorry, Spirit.
Alright, and TYRN now making his way into the chapel.
A traditional wedding, except it's on the moon. Actually, I don't know. But yes, this is the second Bowser fight. This one is made an immense amount harder merely by the giant spits of fire Bowser has to throw at you. You see how high TYRN has to go to avoid these immense burners. It's just, it's a miracle that they're able to avoid them all the time.
Yeah, I must admit, when I first played Odyssey, I didn't actually know about how to avoid the Bowser's fire, so I just had to. Yeah, I just had to accept that I was gonna get hit with it.
Yeah. But,
and then I realized, oh no, wait, you can just jump over it.
Yeah, no, you can roll over it. The hitbox in these are tiny. Literally, you can standing on the ground. You can, the roll boost gives you a tiny bit of height, and if you roll with proper timing, you can literally roll directly over the hitbox is ridiculous.
Yeah, so,
But clean Bowser fight and getting all the fast hat phases. They're very similar to Cloud, so didn't bother mentioning. Yes, that's a word. But he is a good escape will take about 2 minutes. So from capturing Bowser. Oh, come on! Okay.
Obviously, TYRN, as you can see in his face cam, TYRN's obviously clearly confused about how he wasn't able to capture Bowser.
Yeah, but it's still possible. He captured the Bowser cutscenes that faded out at 57:55, so the 59 could still happen.
And besides, it's still not too costly for TYRN. He's still.
I apologize for interrupting, but Dansta has been making the same mistakes as TYRN most of this run. It's just kind of comical because he just did the same flower bonk. Oh no, he didn't do that though.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunate. Oh no.
Yeah.
And on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, obviously nothing's confirmed just yet, but it does kind of look like
Yeah.
Tyrone's got this race in the bag.
He'd have to die to escape twice. And his escape hasn't been looking very good so far, so I'm not sure he'll even be able to get to 59. He'll be very close. I think he probably could if he has decent pillars, but he made a few mess ups in 2D. And Dansta's messing up Moonskip 3 times or 4. Oh no!
Yeah, that's pretty much sealed the fate of this race. In that yeah, it has pretty much sealed the fate that Tyrone has, in essence, won this race. And is Tyrone going to sub-hour here?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, this is yeah, this is it. 59.56.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, the first sub-hour of this league, actually.
Yeah, quite impressive, and he is not happy with it though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he probably knows that there was plenty of room for improvement, so. So GG to Tyrone on that sub-hour, and for winning the race.
Yeah. I believe he has a 2x, correct? The V9 2x? I'll just check Speedrun.com. 20 minutes. $59.24, so only 32 seconds above his PB according to Speedrun.com. Pretty respectable.
Yeah,
not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run nonetheless. So yeah, first sub-hour of season 2 any percent. I just want to specify it is the first sub-hour of season 2 in the league.
Curb is the madman.
Yeah, obviously Curb's got one in season 1. Yeah,
that
it seems I didn't.
Incredible.
Yeah, it seems I didn't specify that was the first one of this season.
For those who don't know, Curbs formerly now had the race world record of 59.59, and that was on the 1.0 version of the game. And at the time, only 2 other people had broken an hour. 3, my bad. 3 other people had broken an hour. So quite impressive to do in a no reset setting, and just super good run overall.
Yeah, and yeah, Dansta getting 2D skip.
Not pleasing us with XD skip, sadly, but
no,
it's okay. This run's been going a little bit shakily, so probably not feeling up to it right now, even if he was planning on going for it.
Yeah, because obviously Dansta now is probably feeling a bit frustrated that he wasn't able to do as well as he maybe knew he could have.
I mean, Moonskip showed it all.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a nice shot.
Yeah.
I believe that BTT's dead now, but I believe the BTT strat didn't have that, but it used to be the fastest method. So, pretty nice shot.
Okay, and yeah, Dansta going for that final pillar, and now just hacking away at this large moon rock. And that's going to be a 4x, so a 1:03.39 actually. So I was wrong in that it was not a 4x. My bad. Apparently I can't do mathematics. So yeah, GG to both runners on that.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning into this
Yeah.
SMO 80% league race for Super Mario Odyssey TYRN18 versus Dansta2106. Be sure to check out the VODs at our YT channel and the
please please stay tuned for another race coming up after a short intermission, and that will be Chaos Pringle versus Stravos. So thanks so much to everyone for joining us in this race, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.